Welcome to the Hug.
That's not it.
Hello?
Gonna keep refreshing until this goes live. There, now I'm live. And now I can make this live. Hi, welcome. Getting settled here for a live presence practice, formerly Love Morning. So happy to be here with you. So happy to be here with you. I'm so happy to be here with you. Happy to be here with you. Do. I'm so happy to be right here. Happy to be here with you. Do. I'm so happy to be right here. I hope you're feeling happy too. Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, good supper time, whatever time that you are watching this. We are global. So you could be having a good time anytime. You could even be watching this recording and it could be a good time now. I'm John, and I've been doing this over 2 years, taking some different forms, different tones. It's a little bit more freeform now. It's just presence practice. So whatever is present in this moment, we can share that. But really, we focus on into a few things. Gratitude. So if you're grateful for something, we want to hear it. We want to share it and amplify one another's gratitude. Connection. Connecting with one another in this moment. You and I, those of us here who tune in and say hello so we can feel one another. There's shared humanity. And also remind ourselves to connect as we go into our days. Practicing kindness. So just recognizing that if we can keep our head on a swivel and looking for other ways that we could do a kind act today, it will make the day so good. You will look back on this day and go, this is a good day if you do something kind. It's just so, but it's sometimes those opportunities pass us by because we're not thinking about it. So we remind ourselves that. And then authenticity and growth. So trying to tune into what's real for us. Who are we? Can we discern the external shoulds from the internal truth of who we are? And then supporting one another in our growth into that place, into that authentic self. And trusting that if we do those things, if we are authentically ourselves, if we seek to connect, if we look for grateful opportunities, look for kindness opportunities, if we just are that person, practice being present, absorbing and being all those things, ta-da, we are love ambassadors. We are living lives with meaning. We are making the world a better place simply by being. Human being. Now, whatever you do from that place, yay, it's infused with that same magical energy and vibe. So that, I'm telling you, that's a good thing. If you are here and you have a chance to say hello in a comment, that would be fantastic so we can recognize one another. Gurbot is here. Hello to you. Hello through YouTube. Grateful to be here with you as well. Good morning. I love you. And let's see, Brent and Lunamelt and Michelle are here through Facebook. I love you guys. Good morning. Good morning. Michelle is heading to work and sending us love. Well, thank you for including us in your morning practice. Life is a practice. So let's see, what am I thinking about today? I've been thinking about positive self-talk and shifting my inner critic to an inner supporter and fan. Because I'm kicking ass. And I have these old voices that no matter what tell me it's not enough. But if I sit down with those voices and we look at the evidence, they get real quiet. So I gotta remember when I hear the voice and I feel not to feed into it too much. Now, I have been having a practice, and it's helped me a lot through my life, of I sink into the thoughts of criticism and uncertainty, and I write about them, and often I share them. And I think that is a helpful process for me of taking it from the kind of whirling cloud that affects my general moodish and self identity ish. And so I process it, I write it, put it down, I share it, and that helps me to kind of like get rid of it. But what I also need to do in addition to that is not need. What I'm working on practicing is also writing the other side, which is that yes, these things are true, that there is doubt and uncertainty and potentially negative things. And that's a thought. That's a thought that arises and you process it just like you would during meditation. And here's another thought. You're kicking ass. Let's sink into that. Let's write that down. So this has come up in a few moments for me recently. One was I posted a picture. I took a picture of myself and I didn't like the way the colors looked, so I turned it black and white. And then I'm like, oh, this looks cool in black and white. And then I wrote something out about my life is not black and white right now. And then this kind of poetic thought came to me of, should I keep running towards that light at the end of the tunnel? Or should I just be present and enjoy the darkness? And that's kind of an exaggerated definition of how I've been feeling lately, where I'm really trying to get to that place of healing. I want to get to the other side of this process, figure out who I am on the other side of this. And it's been a little bit, there's a danger to this motivation from a spiritual place of trying to get, because I'm back into desire. I'm back into wanting, which is not the way you, it's, you know, in a Buddhist sense, it's more desire, it's more suffering. And, you know, that simply appreciating what is, appreciating the journey, that's the only way to ever really be content. Because even the finish line is transitory. So that idea of like, should I keep chasing this light? Like, yes, push hard through your new habits and getting rid of old habits and meditating and learning and growing and therapy and get to that light at the end of the tunnel. Or should I just go, you know what? It's kind of gray and unknown and certain but you know what? It's not so bad here in the dark. This tunnel, I don't know where it's going. I don't even know if I ever get out. What if I never get out? Let's dance in the dark a little bit. Sometimes I'm taking steps forward. Sometimes I'm taking steps back, side to side. Maybe let's just dance in the dark a little bit. So that was my thinking of it. But because the picture was so stark and my face was so like stern in the photo, the comments really were addressing, I think, a pretty dark headspace. So the conversations were really encouraging me and trying to lift me up, which I so appreciated. And a lot of actually the comments were poetic and beautiful and really wise. But it made, every time I saw it, you know, in my feed, because it was a profile photo, I was like, I feel like I'm telling the world I'm in a dark place. And that's not how I feel all the time. That's how I felt in the moment that I wrote that and the moment that I posted that. And so I took it down last night and I put a picture of me kind of like smirking, looking cool, saying, I'm kicking ass. Maybe I'm going to print that on my wall. I'm kicking ass. Because I am. And I think if we frame it, we always can find a way that we're kicking ass. And I think there is something really important about believing that about ourselves, that even if we stumble or we make a bad decision, that, you know what, overall, we're kicking ass. We're making it through. We're doing the best we can. And, you know, I've done like 4 days now with really good eating habits. If you've been listening along, you've heard me say I've been struggling a little bit with my diet. And I, you know, shoveled a sleeve of Oreos in my mouth, and actually I purged it. That was the first time I've said that publicly, but that was really weighing on me, as like, I'm a fuck up. I can't believe I did that. But you know what? Everyone else has forgiven me for it. 2 therapists have forgiven me for it. Multiple advisors have forgiven me for it. You know what? I've forgiven myself for it. I've been making so much, pushing so much, and changing so much, and my system needed to self-soothe in a way that, was short-lived, or short-sighted. And it's okay. That's okay. I'm still kicking ass. And so I need to really work on this self-compassion that doesn't require perfection, doesn't require being better than anyone has ever been and faster and get to the end of the tunnel quicker. Like, I need to be self-compassionate and just celebrate. I'm kicking ass. On my journey, I'm kicking ass. And that is going to be my identity. I don't know, it could look differently. It might mean different things, but I'm kicking ass. So I've said it. I've said it out loud a few times lately when I've noticed myself being like, ugh, how long? Like, oh, are you talking to me? Because I'm kicking ass. Exactly. Michelle says, how about combining no urgency? Because I'm already kicking ass. These all work together. I've got on my list, be courageous, no urgency. You can't do it wrong. I'm kicking ass. And I've actually, yeah. Thank you. Hello to you who are here. Hey, Al, good morning. Al says, good day, and here's to Dancing in the Dark. Dancing in the Dark. Is that a song? I keep thinking Lionel Richie, Dancing on the Ceiling, which is, I mean, who doesn't hear that song in their head? Oh, what a feeling when we're dancing on the ceiling. I tell you, this half-calf coffee is really doing me right after 6 weeks of no coffee. I think I'm 56 days today, which is 8 weeks, right? Not without coffee. I mean, on this path. 8 weeks of daily meditation, my morning practice. I kind of specced it out today, my morning routine. So I'll share that in a minute. Who is here that I haven't said hello to? Katie, good morning. Hi. Hello, Luann. Luann loved the rain last night. Everything is fresh and sparkly today. Katie's saying that sitting in my feelings has been a struggle, yet much needed. Natasha saying, I hear that voice when I wake up at 3 a.m. and can't sleep. I call it my scumbag brain. Scumbag brain. I like that. Although, okay, let me keep reading. It likes to strike when I'm tired and can't help but have to listen to the negative self-talk. This is why I podcast. The negative self-talk isn't helpful to sit in. Sometimes my ability to distract myself is good. Yeah, that's good. I've been doing that. If I wake up in the middle of the night, I will play affirmations, a YouTube video of affirmations, either ones that I've recorded or something else, just because my mind wants to go to places and spin me into stuff. And so I try to anchor it to something that, okay, mind, you want something to do? Here, listen to this saying that I am good at this. I am good at that. Luna is full of contentedness this morning. I had a busy weekend. I got over my imposter syndrome and joined a live poetry reading. Yes, share your wins. Share your wins. With a bunch of well-known local poets who invited me to more. Apparently they think I'm one of them. That gave me a whole flood of warmth reading that. And not only that, I did it through a bullhorn. And then yesterday I had a lovely date with someone I've recently reunited with. Feeling really grateful and awestruck how the balance of daring for things while also letting them flow is playing out. Woo! Yeah, let's all celebrate that. That's a big one. Damn. Courageous. Be courageous. You can't do it wrong. You're kicking ass. Kelly. Hello, Kelly. Good to see you. I love you. Kelly reminded me it's only in the darkness that you can see the stars. Yeah. Chris pointing out that doesn't look like I'm eating too much. Well, and that's, that's something that I don't mean, I'm not, it probably is annoying to hear me talk about struggle with food when I'm visibly still look very fit. And it's really not about what I look like. It's about making conscious choices. And the truth is, I purged that last time. That's not a normal thing that I do or have done. I have done it maybe 5 times in my life. And this time it was kind of like, oh my God, if I go to sleep right now, I'm going to wake up in a couple hours feeling terrible. I'm going to feel terrible tomorrow. Like maybe if I purge this, I will, avoid the future suffering of this bad decision. And then, then I'm like, I can't, that's a whole nother conversation perhaps. But the real struggle is not about my weight. It's about conscious choices. And I keep mentioning it. The Huberman podcast about dopamine has really helped me to understand what is happening when I'm having the desire to eat more. And it's really helped me to put the brakes on when I'm just want to eat one more thing. Dance in the Dark, a Springsteen song. That's what I thought. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the one with the Monica from Friends gets on stage, right? I'm not a Springsteen scholar, so I could be wrong. Hey, Jacob. Jacob saying thanks for the great messages. My true pleasure. Good to see you. Beverly, listening today. It's as if Grandpa Caleb is speaking. Yeah, I'm definitely his grandson. Thank you. Although he might not say ass. Probably not. He'd probably just laugh. Allison, people say I'm kind, but I worry if they ever saw my bad side and negativity, they'd run for the hills. I feel like I'm perpetually lying to people as a result. Man, Al, I feel that. I was writing about something similar this morning. My therapist, one of my therapists, they were listening to me talk about my struggle with wanting positive feedback and also feeling like it's unhealthy. And she was saying that validation is not unhealthy. Validation combined with internal work is how you connect and set and sink into self-esteem and self-worth. Children need external validation to anchor them in self-esteem or self-worth. And so as a grown-up, you need to restructure those missing pieces of validation from, what did she say? From attachment bonded people. And so as I thought about this, so people, this goes to what you're saying, Al, which is that I have a lot of people that I think love and respect me and think that I have worth and I feel like there's a voice in my head that says, yeah, but those people don't really know you. those people don't really know you. And there's this kind of that's really kind of sent me into that's kind of my space of work right now, is trying to figure out, is that true? And there are a lot, like, what do I need to do to connect with some people, whether it's my therapist or in a relationship, or what do I need to do to create deep enough bonds with people that when they give me validation, it helps to anchor that internal self-worth. I don't know. Working on it. Because I was like, I mean, I think, I don't know, this is a very complicated thing. Oh, another thing. I decided I am not going to do the Vipassana meditation. I was not really talking about it too much because I didn't want to, I wasn't sure, but it's a 10-day silent meditation, and I decided that I was like, there's no way I'm up for that. And my therapist was like, I don't think that's the best thing for you right now. I think that you should be focusing on connection and contact and touch and communication and work on your connection to people. And that maybe 10 days of silence would not be what you need at this moment. And I was like, okay, I like that. Because I also like, she framed it of like, look, instead of you saying I'm not ready or I can't do it, why don't we say it's not the right thing for you right now? I'm like, okay, that's easier than me feeling like I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not kicking ass enough to do a 10-day meditation. That's kind of what my what was it, crappy voice? No, my scumbag voice says, oh, you're not good enough to do, you're not disciplined enough to do that. But maybe I just need to say it's not right for me right now. It's not, it won't have the benefit. It's not the tool I need right now. We're going to share a little bit more, and then I'm going to have a hug. If you have anything that you're grateful for, we'd love to hear what you're feeling grateful for in this moment. I'm grateful that I have an opportunity to go for a hike this afternoon, or this morning, actually. I'm going to go for a hike after this. Looking forward to that. And I am grateful that I got to see my parents yesterday. I needed to get a tomato cage for one of my tomato plants. It's really growing rapidly. Yay, I'm grateful for that. Already has some little fruits. And rather than go locally and get a tomato cage, I'm like, I could drive a little bit farther. My parents have an extra one, and then I can hug my parents. So I went and visited my folks and had a nice visit with them. So grateful that they are around and fun. What was it? I made some joke. I made some joke about having open sores and that they needed to disinfect their toilet. And I just thought it was so fun that I could laugh with my parents about a venereal disease joke. Yes to loving connection, says Rachel. Good morning. Hello. Happy presence practice to you. Jacob saying, my courage was measured by initially seeing the need at a contract I worked by sending a letter to them asking for a permanent position. They called me for an interview for 4 different positions, and they let me decide. Congratulations. Hired as a fromagerie, which is a foreign and domestic specialist. Fromagerie? Is that cheese related? I really went into it thinking there's no way I could be hired, but by my courage, I found my self-worth again. Yeah! Yeah! Good job. Be courageous. You cannot be fearless. I heard that in a circle I was recently in. It's impossible to have no fears. It is possible to be courageous. You can feel, I don't know if I can do this. I think this is going to be hard. This feels uncomfortable. Okay, now let's do it. And I appreciate you sharing that. It inspires us, one another. Hi, Carrie. Carrie is grateful for open and honest communication. Grateful for vulnerability and intimacy and the depth of feeling I get from connections built on these things. Yeah. You know, as I looked at like what my life has been like lately, a friend said, what did you do this weekend? And I'm like, not much, but I really have been trying to, like, I'm looking at my calendar and I'm trying to see a lot of people and trying to lean into the therapeutic benefit of connection and vulnerability and intimacy in all different ways. So that is you're right. That is a powerful and beautiful thing. Thanks, Kiri. Al saying, apologies if I poked a tender wound. Not at all. This is the place. This is presence practice. This is where we can expose our guts. Those aren't wounds. These are portals to authentic truth. In my mind, as I said that, portals to authentic truth. I remember there used to be, like, I read about these like science experiments where they would have like a hole in a cow's stomach and they would put food in it. Is this making sense to anybody else? So that's what we're doing. We're putting holes in our body so we can safely look at what's going on inside us. All right, that was a terrible metaphoric extension of that idea. Pierre is here. Good morning, Pierre. Hello to you this evening in Amsterdam. Pierre is grateful for this waking life in all its depth. Thank you, Pierre. Rachel is grateful for loving parents with a sense of humor. Yes. I love when my parents are laughing. That is the best. It is a cheese specialist, says Jacob. Fucking A. That is the coolest title ever. I hope you get cards made that say fromagerie. Or maybe, fromagerie and badass dude, something like that. Good morning, Steve. Hello. Happy Tuesday. Good to see you. Well, it is close to past. I think it's time for us to have a hug and head out into our days. Although there's really no rush, is there? I got to be on the road at 11. That's right. Plenty of time. But wherever you are in this moment, I urge you to be grateful for this body, this moment, this day. Grateful for the opportunity to connect in this moment and maybe like pause from our do to sink into the awareness of the gift of this connection, of all of our connections, of our ability to be conscious and just witness this wild ride of humanity that we're in, forgiving ourselves when sometimes we get so caught in it that we get, this needs to be different. Go, oh, wow, okay, let me just pull back and appreciate it all. And as we appreciate one another, let's give ourselves a big hug. Give a squeeze and feel yourself being held by me as we hold one another. Feeling what it is to be connected through these digital means, through our relationships, through the people in our past. Recognizing that we are all so much more alike than we are different. So let's appreciate this awe-inspiring shared humanity as we take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of you, thanks for being here for our presence practice. We're kicking ass. I love you. Thanks for being a part of Hug Nation. Hey, Bobcat's here. Hello to you on a VR headset. Woo, 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 woo. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Much love.